All right, we are live. How you guys doing? Hey, hi, it's me. It's Tech Drinko. How you doing? I have been making some sound adjustments. God, live sound adjustment is so hard. It's so hard, and very few people understand. Not really. People understand. People know how. I'm sure there are tons of people who know just how hard figuring out your sound levels, your audio levels can be, and I'm just now catching up to see how fucking hard that is. It's hard, guys. It's really, really hard. Someone finally gave me some fucking feedback on my mic levels on the video, and it was very quiet. So today, when I was just adjusting my sound levels, even though I don't want to be, I'm constantly fiddling with my sound levels just to make it say, just to see how it'll go. It's never how I want it to be. And I'm always unsatisfied with my mic, but I know it's just because of my settings. I could fucking find the perfect settings. I don't need to adjust my mic or anything else. It's just I just need to find how to make it work. But yeah, I got my first feedback and it was like, "Hey man, you're quiet. Can you bump your sound up?" And I'm like, I can try. So the thing about it is, I don't have the time in my days to go back and edit it and make everything look all nice, everything sound all nice and purty. I wish I did. Genuinely, I wish I did. I wish I had the time to go back and be like, okay, so this is what this does. This is how I sound. So I need to add this on, or I need to start talking like this, or I need to adjust these levels. I genuinely wish I knew how to sound better. Because it's the one part of this whole thing that haunts me all day, every day. Not every day, but like every time I'm doing this, I'm like, oh man, and it's the audio mixer that I bought has like a talkback feature. I guess that's not really what it is. It's a it's just like a, hey, here's how you sound with the audio settings in the mixer, and it's always a lie. It's always a lie because it sounds like that whenever I listen. The scant few times I get, the few opportunities I get to listen back, it always sounds different. And I just wish it did because it sounds nice. That, you know what, whatever. If my audio settings sound weird, just wait till the next episode. I promise you, it's going to sound different. So I'll have gotten a little bit of it, and it'll just be weird. How you guys doing? I am tired, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing well enough to be in front of you right now. Yeah. Earlier in the week, I was thinking about fate, how I normally do, and I was thinking about Kyrie specifically because I just got into the part in Triple C where he's like, "Hey, it's me, Kyrie, Kyrie as the school commissary. I sell stuff at the school now," and like I was like, yeah, he would have a nice time as like some sort of a shopkeeper. And then I remembered something like a funny detail, and that I'm almost certain that the happiest Kyrie will ever be is serving Mapo tofu in the Alienverse, because he gets to fuck with people via capitalism, but also he gets to directly hurt them with his Mapo tofu because everyone knows it's the fucking spiciest shit ever, and it's normal good food to him, but like everyone else, it's like, I'm literally fucking dying, and he gets to watch that. So it's probably the happiest I'll ever fucking be, because he likes his super spicy Mapo tofu more than like his daughter. Anyway, I'm done yapping. Let's just go. Is this a fresh start? I guess so. So we hang with Saber. We got someone for everyone. You got a Tyke over there. Someone at the church. Sure. I know it's not Kyrie. He's still technically dead. There are no signs of human presence in the chapel. The priest, Kotomine, is deceased. Well, officially, he has gone missing. A replacement has come, but he returned to his country some time ago. The church, as a result, was sealed off. Oops. I rest myself on the pew. Left in solitude like this, many piled up questions begin to resurface in my mind. Oh, okay, so we're thinking about plot now. Well, there are several things I ought to think about. The first and foremost among them. Oop, shit. What are you forgetting? Right, Oni-san? Oh, what you're forgetting? Oh shit, it's him. So says the blonde boy standing by the altar. What you're forgetting, right, Oni-san? You. Hello, you look like you were having some trouble, so I came to lend you a hand. Yeah, that'll be my voice for him. He walks towards me slowly. He gives me flashbacks to the figure of the former priest who once existed in this chapel. He would pinpoint my worries precisely and expose the truth I didn't really want to know. What I'm forgetting, huh? And you just so happen to know, kid? Yeah, I do. I'm sure Saber-san and Sakura-san must be quite perplexed by now about why you would be slacking off, that is. Slacking off? Sure, I'm not aggressively trying to get to the bottom of the situation, but that doesn't mean I'm slacking off as... Doesn't slacking off have more of a different nuance to it? Slacking off? Okay, so what have I been skipping out on? Your daily training, Oni-san. You haven't been using magic at all, have you? Have you practiced at the storehouse even once since the war restarted? I mean, that's just because... I didn't know how. No, I just didn't really have the opportunity to practice. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know it, Shirou. Once someone's brought it to me, and once only an oh, that's right. That is significant. It's a little abnormal for a training maniac like you not to practice just because there's no good opportunity. Yeah, I guess that is true. Just as the boy says, the very idea of Shirou failing to train himself is abnormal. So that was the real cause behind this uneasy feeling. The question is, why had I forgotten this fundamental habit? If there's an enemy, then this feeling itself is some kind of magic planted by the enemy? Was this feeling? Yeah, whatever. I was forgetting my magic training. Wait, does this mean I can't use reinforcement anymore? That's not possible, Oni-san. Only you forgot about your own powers and weren't using them. You only forgot about your own powers and weren't using them. People can work with most of what they know of. With most of what they know of, okay. But they can't venture into the unknown. They aren't aware of it, so they can't do it. The gears start turning with a clang. The functions that had simply existed but not have been activated gradually begin to move. That's right. I haven't lost my I can fight back whenever I want to. What I forgot was the way to fight. This is the wrought iron that no one else could copy, but no one else knew, possessed only by the magic user by the name of Shirou. Yep. But you should know that it's suicide to go into real combat without trying it at least once. At least I forget about practicing in the usual place. I guess that's all I had to say. The boy begins to leave the chapel in the same way the former priest would. Thanks for the advice, kid. Is it really okay? But is it really okay? Didn't you say you weren't told not to get too involved? It's not okay, really. I'll definitely get scolded. She's scary when she's mad. Before she used to insult me with her sarcasm, but now she'd plain ignore me. It's pretty tough. Porca miseria. Pork what? It's slang. She wasn't brought up very well. What? Wanda goes up the stairs with a gloomy expression. Well, as long as I made some progress, I guess. That basic thing I forgot. I remembered with that one weapon that Shirou. No, actually, I remember the fact that he has a weapon. As soon as I have a spare moment, I'll have to restart that training. So that's what we're doing tonight, I guess. But he has an exclamation point. Let's go talk to Lancer here. At the harbor, there's a familiar face. Lancer can be found anywhere, but in the afternoon, this is where he devotes himself to his hobby. So what should I ask him about? Any regrets about the fact? That's fucking asking the hard questions here, man. Maybe I'll ask him about his past. I'm curious what he thinks about his current state of affairs, but another part of me also wants to know how he feels about his life. Saber blamed herself strongly. Someone that lives as freely as he does might still have some regrets about the past. Regrets, you say? Disappointment, maybe, but regrets? Not one bit. So. Smoking. I feel like that's too strong a jaw. That would be the reply of the ill-fated hero of Ireland, made while looking at a fishing rod that hasn't gotten a single bite. Already thirsty, so. I just spent like the past, I feel like it's been 30 minutes just talking into the mic trying to get my levels correct. I don't want to hamper on too much about it, but like, man, it's so annoying. Gotta figure it out, though. Genuinely, I wish somebody could be like, "Hey, it's this is what you want to do, dummy." And I'd be like, "Yeah, thank you very much. I am stupid in matters such as these." Anyway, I thought so. You've really got nothing on you, huh? No, other servants all seem to be have some longing for the past. You don't say. Sure don't look like the sort who'd want to go back home as heroes. Oh, Castor ought to be full of regrets, though. She was supposed to have originally been a sheltered princess. She'd be happier if she had been kept in that castle. The world and you would have been safer that way. It's way too loudly. I wonder if it's the lack of any catches that's irritating him, or if he just doesn't like talking about the past. Lancer just reached an all-time record in lack of enthusiasm. So, what if he did get a hold of the Grail? Isn't there something you want from it? Like, getting another chance at life as a human being, or maybe going back to the past, or something? Beats me. Can't think of any random wish till I actually get it. This is it. Basically, he spends what he has the day he earns it. What he wants had already been mostly gained while he was alive. As a result, he wouldn't leave behind any regrets like, I should have done this once the party was over. Must have been one full life. Oh, yeah. Good answer. If you don't mind, could you tell me your story? I just realized I don't really know much about your life. Well, a bit too late to gain anything from it, you know. Or are you guys looking for a fight? No, Sarah and I aren't really interested in that. Didn't I tell you how grateful I am that you're going to be neutral? Maybe you did. Okay, if you said you did, then you probably did. So what is it? You only want to hear about other people's stories and nothing other than that? Yeah, just pure curiosity. No secret motivations involved. Guess there ain't no harm then. Not catching anything, so I'll entertain you just to kill time. There was also one thing I wanted to beat into your head. Nance's lethargic expression changes slightly. His relaxed shoulders are now even more relaxed. His eyes, previously attending to the ocean's surface, move lazily towards the sky. Yeah, that's right. He became even less enthusiastic. Lancer. Cuchulainn was the hero of ancient Ireland. His land was split into 5 countries, and of them, Cuchulainn served as the warrior under the northern kingdom of Ulster under King Conor. These aren't really accurate names, but yeah. Being part of Celtic mythology, he wasn't really that well known in this part of the world, but over there he was a great hero, who outmatched even King Arthur. There were many factors at work in his birth. Cuchulainn's mother, Yittre, was a princess born between a gifted druid, father of the king of Connor, and Maga, widow of Ross the Red. Princess Leitrecht disappeared in the land of the young without marrying anyone. Over there, she would bear a child of the sun god Lu. That child was Satanta, called Cuchulainn. Satanta was sent to Connor's army as one that would one day become the shield of Ulster, would have a life that followed that destiny. Satanta became Cuchulainn when he was still a child. The name was given to him after he killed the guard dog of the swordsmith Cuchulainn with his bare hands. Where they were like playing a ball game in his front of the yard or something, and the dog didn't recognize Satanta specifically and attacked him, and he killed him with his bare hands. It was kind of a self-defense thing, as far as I know. One day, King Connor arrived to the house of the famed swordsmith Cuchulainn. People also called him a druid, but whatever. The king was going to bring the boy Satanta with him, but Satanta was in the middle of a hurling match with his friends. He had withdrawn right then. Had he withdrawn right then, he would have lost the match. So it said to the king, "I'll catch up after I win, so go right ahead." The king, humored by this reply, allowed him to come late and went to the house of Cuchulainn first. Tragedy began when one of the servants of Cuchulainn thoughtlessly closed the gate. Satanta, who had come late, was attacked by the guard dog and was strangled it to death. Yeah, there it is. There you go. The people inside heard the commotion and gathered at the gate. Once they knew that Satanta managed to defeat the guard dog, they were full of shock and admiration. He was like 6, I think. But there was some sadness in Cuchulainn's eyes at losing his prized guard dog. Satanta, ashamed of his actions, then told him, "Does this dog have kids? If he does, would you allow me to take care of them? I will raise them to be guard dogs just as strong as their father. Till then, I'll be your guard dog." Swordsmith Cuchulainn was impressed by the boy's offer and responded to him with assurance. "I have no need to be of that. I will be the one to raise the dogs that will protect my manor. You, on the other hand, must train yourself. After all, one day you'll be the guard dog of all of Ulster." All the warriors of the sea nodded in agreement. Then on, the boy was called the Hound of Cuchulainn. It's the boy's first battle. And to honor that noble declaration, he would... Ooh, back already? Yeah, I already know how that much, but how old were you back then? I think I was younger than you. I didn't become a warrior yet. See, in our land, there was a pretty group of kiddos before they become full-fledged knights of the Red Branch. It was a group of warrior apprentices that hadn't come of age yet. I was one of them. You're telling me you strangled the nation's top hound when you were around 12 to 13? It was just the adrenaline rush. It was the first time I would take a life. Since then I got a geesh on me. Could eat anything except dogs. Guys. It'd be a dog-eat-dog, he adds lightly. So anyway, some time passed, up my name changed. The kitty group gathered around this druid. They were all in a stupid uproar, asking him when they would all become famed warriors. That druid. Yeah, I'll admit he was actually a pretty tough old man. His divinations were strong enough not to see the future, but determine the future. The old man didn't know what to do, so he decided to tell it for those that take arms on that day. So he decided to just tell it for those who would take arms on that day. There you go. Wow, what happened? Wasn't much of a divination. Likely enough that nobody tried to go through with the rites of warriorhood. Uh-huh. What were you doing then? I wasn't interested. I went fishing, leaning against a hazel tree. What was the end of the story? Don't get it, huh? In other words, I went through the rites of warriorhood on the same day. The king got mad. What good can come from a child like you becoming a warrior? Focus on growing up healthy first. Stuff like that. So that ticked me off. Wound up smashing the spears of the castle and wrecking a chariot. Now try telling me one more time that I'm not strong enough to be a warrior. Threatening a king. Oh boy. This guy actually has settled down in comparison. Has this guy actually settled down in comparison to the old times? Saber told me he would be fit in the Berserker class, but I don't believe it. Oh, he does. He super does. So then you became a warrior? Oh, the Red Branch Knights, was it? Yeah, but if you ask someone like Saber, she'd probably say there wasn't any knightliness to it. After all, in those times, as long as you didn't do anything disloyal, you could do whatever you want. If I felt like it, I could pick a fight with another land, then have a party that same night and forget all about it. There were a lot of loonies among the knights, so I had to keep an eye on my own country more than the others. He laughs with some amusement. I see. This free-spiritedness was the difference of the world he survived in. That pride wasn't the complicated pride of a human. It was simple, like that of an animal. So once I became a warrior, I got busy fighting. And then one day I fell head over heels for this princess. Love at first sight. Went as far as her castle to kidnap her, but this princess, she was my kind of woman. Except she bitched about not wanting to go to the hearth for some fameless kid. Wait a minute, kid? So how old were you then? I should have been around 16. Anyway, we went on a journey in search of fame. There was this warrior woman named Skaha in this place called the Land of Shadows. Strong like a monster, apparently. I heard rumors that many warriors went over to be her apprentices. We skipped some parts. Earlier when he smashed those spears, it was the first time he went into his war spasm. Actually, that's all pretty accurate so far. Just lost your war spasm thing. Maybe they'll talk about it later. I don't know. But yeah, this is all fairly accurate, including the ages of when he's doing everything. I know what came next. Cuchulainn would finally reach the Land of Shadows, a land of the supernatural that would be. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like Scotland or something. I don't know. A land of the supernatural, and would be granted the secrets of leaping the demonic spear gate bulk from the Lady Skaha. Oh man, don't try to make things that simple. A woman's training would be enough to put that Tosaka girl to shame, you know? Anyway, she was dangerous. By the time I got there, she quit being human. Land of Shadows is close to the world of spirits, you see. It basically turned into a guard that warded off the dead. There are even some near gods among the dead. She was so good with the spear, she could even handle shutting them in, even though her body was a human's. You can understand how crazy that'd be, right? Yeah, it's just the idea that powered up Tosaka is enough to scare me. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, there were other peoples under that scary master. Those were all warriors that came to be taught by Skaha. One of them happened to be my equal. He went by the name of Ferdia. We're the neighboring country of Connacht. We were competing for Gatebolg, and before we knew it, we somehow lined up exchanging a vow of brotherhood. Well, you see, I had 3 priceless friends, but out of them, this guy had a special place in my heart. Your older brother. And with that done, Cuchulainn will learn many techniques and spells. Still, I think that the deeds of Cuchulainn had been accomplished when he was 16. As far as I've heard... Oh, shit, that's right. This man caused havoc every day at maximum velocity. That's true. Like an already fast horse in a hurry. Okay. So there's a very specific reason that I'm actually going to go back to explain why everything was in 16. You know what? Maybe I'll talk about it. I'll do it like another breakdown once we finish up with the scene. You're getting it wrong. I stayed in the Land of Shadows for a long time. I felt at home over there. Had a great teacher and a good rival with me. Then there was this dumbass that was going to attack the homely land. This Lord Aif of the neighboring country started a war with us. Life. Whatever. Gaha didn't let me go out to the battlefield for some reason, so we often argued about that. Anyhow, in the end, I did get to cause hell together with Skaha and Ferdiad. After a one-on-one duel, I captured Aif alive. But guess what? We started off as hated enemies. Well, that's right. But once I caught her, I realized she was my kind of woman. So I started getting seriously into her, but then Skaha found out, and earned me a stoning. Gatebolg style. He laughs listlessly. Ah, so the enemy lord was a female. Hey, wait! Hold it! What do you mean you got serious? You mean that? Hell yeah. If you like her, of course you'd make love with her, right? Yeah. Yeah. With great power comes great womanizing. Meaning there was no chaste warriors back in old Ireland. Yeah, that's right. You see, the villagers, whatever, the people of Ulster actually really wanted him to get with that lady he was talking about before. Whatever. I don't think he actually said her name. It said it was princess love at first sight. The men of Ulster really wanted that to work out because if he was married, he would stop banging all of their daughters and wives. Here's a little hint, it did not work. Anyway, she was like, yeah, you could probably do it. It's fine. Still, one of these days we had to part ways. I split up with Leif. She bore my child, and I asked her to name him Conlon and sent him to Ulster. When he did come, he had to follow 3 vows. To not answer his name when asked, not change course, not back down from a fight. Yeah, that's the bare minimum I expect from a son of mine. Me and Ferdia left Land of Shadows on the same day. Once we got out of the castle, we both asked each other the same thing at the same time. But come into my country. We laughed, realizing that neither of us was going to budge. Skaha. No, I didn't see her when we left. She already passed down everything to me, so she didn't have anything more to tell me. That was the tale of the Land of Shadows. From here on, Lancer became a lot less talkative. Returning to Ulster, Cuchulainn started up dramatic battles and became known throughout Ireland in an instant. With exploits that no one else could ever repeat. He came, as promised, for the princess. Composed by King Forgal and his troops, he literally annihilated them, thus also achieving victory among the knights that waged their honor as Ulster's finest warriors. This illustrious record was at the same time as the youth of the hero Cuchulainn, which is why afterwards, the battles of Cuchulainn would bear a heavy shadow. The neighboring country of Connacht was controlled by generations of queens. Queen Maeve was one of those warmongering ladies. Queen Maeve was one of these warmongering ladies, the type that really hated giving up. You know, a lot happened to her, so she had forces march into Ulster. First off, one of the reasons for Connacht attacking was that good old Uncle Fergus defected. Our king, not to be outdone in all his comedy, killed Fergus's sons out of lust for young women. That'd be the reason why he left. Say, wasn't Fergus the knight that took you from Dietrich? Yeah, so my uncle, the pride of the Red Branch Knights, served Connacht out of hatred for the Ulster king. So my uncle influenced King Maeve's aggressiveness. There are some versions of there's some tells of the story that conflate Fergus and Ferdiad's roles, but Ferdiad was also, maybe we'll talk about it later. I'm genuinely, because I know like a little bit. I know rough. I know his story basically. I'm really interested to see where they take it. Plus, there was this curse affecting the people of Ulster. Whenever we got invaded, men all over the country were rendered too feeble to fight. You gonna talk about that curse, or say what? Oh, and how does a country affected by that manage to prosper? What happened? That's the same as an all-you-can plunder buffet. Adding insult to injury. Thing is, I wasn't really born with Ulster. Nay, I was born in a fairy mound. That's how I was totally up on my feet. You ought to know the rest, right? Okay. I went around killing Maeve's forces every day. As they started to lose, we came to an agreement to change the war to a one-on-one fight. Okay. I'm gonna talk about this curse because I know they're not gonna talk about it. I don't know the exact details. I just know someone was forced, this pregnant fairy, to run a race against a horse as she was near labor. She won that race, but cursed all the men of Ulster with labor pains at a certain part of the year, I believe. So every able-bodied man in Ulster, which is like anybody above 16, let's say, would just labor pains for like a whole month because they managed to piss off this one pregnant fairy. And Cuchulainn wasn't affected. In the version that I read, Cuchulainn wasn't affected because he was still 16. He was still like really young. And the the went around killing Maeve's forces every day thing was he stopped them at like a river crossing where there was this like one like tiny bridge, and he apparently in such a circumstance you can challenge anybody to like a one-on-one battle, and everybody has to like watch. Everybody in the area has to like watch and, you know, track. So what he did was he challenged everybody on one-on-one fight at that river crossing until he went through most of Maeve's forces. Oh yeah, there you go. At the forge of the Ulster Gorge, I dueled. The Connacht army was only allowed to advance during the duel. It was a matter of losing 5,000 men in one day or advancing only slightly at the cost of one man. Maeve agreed to reluctantly, and that was the start of the duels. It was a matter of losing 5,000 men in one day or advancing only slightly at the cost of one man. I see. That's yeah, that's her, yeah. Rune of Vows. That's what's more widely known as Cuchulainn's Rune of Vows. Ath and Gadla. I think I'm pronouncing that. An area formed of 4 branches, guaranteeing one-on-one combat with honor at stake. Good idea. The Hound of Cuchulainn would never lose in single combat, so that's how you stopped Connacht. No, Maeve broke the conditions of the treaty and advanced. But even still, it was a public vow. The motive advanced, but it was just one unit. That's something that would have been noticed. And in the end, it was the best way of holding them back. Now, the problem was what I had to deal with. Started off with some fine warriors, then some weird-ass goddess of war butted in. Oh, yeah. And then I had to deal with the clan... Latin monster, and then... Yeah, I was deep in it. I'm ashamed to say, but there was a time when I slept for the whole day out of fatigue. Yeah, that was, his dad took him to... The warrior goddess, or the weird-ass goddess of war butted in, that was the Morrigan, I believe. And that was the one who prophesized his death, I believe. Anyway, I'm just keep going. So then the kiddo group, right? The one that hadn't been exposed to real combat, all agreed to save Cuchulainn. Them getting slaughtered by Maeve instead. You could say it's my fault. I shouldn't have said that. The Battle of the Fords, even with the hero Cuchulainn, was the land of death. The conclusion of that war was perhaps the greatest of living hells in his life. Connacht had the strongest warriors with him. He was the one man I never wanted to fight. The warrior that he had trained with in the Land of Shadows. That was the battle with Ferdiad, a man who Cuchulainn loved as a brother. This battle was the scheme of Queen Maeve, not out of Ferdiad's own will. Lancer didn't speak of how much emotional conflict both must have struggled with. Both had to serve their lord. To defend that honor, far more worthless than their friendship, that life had to be discarded. Both were equal to each other. Cornered, Cuchulainn had to use Gay Bulk to pierce Ferdiad's heart. The demonic spirit that had not seen a single battle since leaving the Land of Shadows was released on his most precious friend. Gay balls of glory given only to the most gifted of warriors. As Cuchulainn held his fallen brother in his arms. In that brilliant hall of learning, you were your poor bride. Thus Ferdiad said his final farewell to Cuchulainn. The battle ended with the defeat of Connacht. The recuperated warriors of Ulster pursued the Connacht army, owning a great blow to this defeat. In the end, Cuchulainn captured Queen Maeve, who returned her to Connacht, including her as a king, not killing her nor shaming. Yeah, but you still let the leader of the enemy escape. You never killed a woman before, have you? I guess that's right. I didn't really have a fixation on it, so it just happened that way. But that's right. Unlike killing a woman in battle. I think that's a problem that comes before the matter of like or dislike. Whether he loved them or hated them can make a difference. As a servant, things are different now. But the hero called Cuchulainn, killing a woman on the battlefield isn't something he liked doing. So what happened next? There weren't any major battles after that. Oh, right. Now that you mention it, there was a strange kid that came down the coast and stirred up trouble. He was a real brat, you see. Beat the living daylights out of the warriors that would try to talk to him. So the king butted in too and said, "Only Kukulane can defeat this boy." I think this would be the only time other than just before my death that my princess stopped me. So she cried at me saying, "You mustn't go." But it was a royal order after all. Can't do anything about it. From there I fought that kid at the coast. He was strong. I had no choice but to use Gaebald. After I did, he said she didn't teach me that before dying. Must have been a student of Skahath. By the way, the kid's name was Kamala. That was the end of the golden years of Kukulane. The rest doesn't need to be told. Queen Maeve, who vowed vengeance, assembled warriors from lands with the grudges on Kukulane and cornered him by the use of many plots. To protect Ulster, which had once again been beset by sickness, he challenged the army of Maeve single-handedly. After falling into scores of traps, he was brutally killed. The great hero that was responsible for countless deeds of valor, the Shield of Ulster. In comparison to that glory, his life was unexpectedly short. The Hound of Kukulane, one that became a warrior while still a boy, with burdens on his life, was always a race. That was the tale of Kukulane. Glenn's about to say. I was only being half serious when I asked him, but it looks like I used up a lot of time. Okay, so they make a point about it being like a really short life, and that's because I wonder if it's still there. It's not. Okay, fine. When they were talking about that druid, I think we called him a druid. The guy who was going to tell people's fortunes, tell warriors' fortunes, he did actually end up telling a fortune that Kukulane missed. I don't know if he actually knows it or not, but it was essentially that like anybody who rode into battle that day would be the most like glorious hero that Ulster and all of Ireland will have ever have. The greatest warrior in all of Ireland, past, future, and present. Say it like that. But will also live like a tragically short life. But he didn't know, so he rode out into battle that day against some fucking randos who it doesn't really matter, and won and achieved great honor and glories and all that other stuff. But he died at like 18 or something. It was something really, really young. What else? I do want to say, just in case they don't say it, I just want to see the name. Yeah. Maeve ended up dying in like a really funny way. She eventually like went to settle down on some like island with like a. In my mind, I'm picturing a hot springs. I don't think it's super accurate. Anyway, she was hanging out in an open air bath and she was bathing, and I think she might have fallen asleep. But some guy who knew Kukulane was like, "That's bitch that killed Kukulane. I got to do something." And only had cheese on him for some reason, like a really hard cheese. Beamed her in the head with it, and she drowned. What else? Brother. Kiddo group. Sleep for the whole day. Yeah. You know what? Whatever. Let's go. I should be going soon. Thanks for the story. Lance snorts, turning his face away. But he's having second thoughts about behaving out of character like this. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You mentioned you wanted to beat something into my head. What was it? Didn't get it, one, huh? Not once have I killed a woman or a master. No. Yeah, I guess I see. In his many battles, Kukulane had not once refused to follow the order of his king, no matter how impossible. His tale also told that truth. I'll keep that in mind. I'll pay you back one of these days. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that Tiger lady passed me some sake then. I'll leave the dogs behind. Well, that should caught me off guard. I think he'd shoot me down so early in the game. Let's go training. Because I gotta do it. I gotta do it. That's what I'll if I have full control over this is what I'm gonna be doing every night. My heart is beating fast. Their sense of purpose is thickening my blood throughout my body. Now I see. This is why I've been coming to the storehouse for no reason at all. My body continued to plead even as my mind was unaware. Go there. Take back your former self. Know your weapon. Without it, I can't fight alongside Saber. My body remembered that truth. Sitting in a full lotus position, I focus my nerves. Now, let's see how well I can still use it. How long have I not done this? Seeing as I can't recall even that, I might have problems just activating the circuits. I have absolutely no confidence in myself. With the intention of going all the way back to the basics, I'm very deep in myself. It seems that all my worries are pointless. Activating my circuits and attempting reinforcement magic succeeded without a hitch. Isn't that big of a deal when I know what I'm doing. Anticlimactic, but I suppose that's what it usually feels like to get out of a slump. Also, surprisingly, this was interesting in itself. This is the first time that it felt fun to try to use magic. I could finally go further. I think of the sniper that I shouldn't have seen yet. I finally remembered what my own weapon is. Now, I'll polish this power for as long as time permits. Oh, don't worry, buddy. We're going to be doing a lot of polishing. Reinforcement projector magic available. Cool. Now that the weapon was retrieved, what's left is finding the target. In the wilderness where cicadas sing, there lies the enemy. Bark? Sakura's got something to say in her room. We can hang with Castor at the temple. Saber's got a thing over there. Oh shit. Let's see what's up with Saber. She's at the station front for some reason. It's come to be a late lunch. To calm my stomach's grumbling, I take my lunch and head for the park. The park on this clear autumn day seems to be almost as crowded as it would be on a weekend. Benches are pretty much all taken. Looking for a place to sit down, I walk along the riverside. From the mouth of the river, I can smell the salty fragrance of the autumn breeze. No wonder it's starting to feel cold. But thanks to the deep blue sky and bright sunshine, even those are forgotten before long. The weather's truly refreshing today. Fuck, I wish that were me. On the other side of the row, swaying radiant golden ginkgo trees, the voices of children cheering and the sound of a ball being bounced around reach me. Soccer. A game of soccer, huh? Yep. Did that together with Shinji. It was a snowy day. Very nice. Back then, Shinji lost one of his shoes. Well, whatever. Ah, yeah. Having found a nice grassy spot near the playground, I sit down cross-legged. It'll be long before I'll be able to see the outline of my stomach. It's gotta look like a deflated soccer ball already. Wasting no time, I take out my 2-tier container and begin wholeheartedly. As soon as my consciousness comes back, I look up, still munching. On the field, 4 versus 4. 8 kids are struggling with the ball. Munching on my soy sauce. What was that? Weird. Did I disconnect for a second? Interesting. Munching on my soy sauce. Keep watching the game. What I thought was a mere child's play is actually looking pretty good. Looks like the attack and defense are well aware of their roles, but having an unusual number of players, since it's just a kids game, or of a mini-match. Having watched for a while, I noticed that the two kids on the inside are clearly different. The passes are quite nice looking. It seems that they're going easy on the rest. Must be the local soccer club members or something. Thinking that I see one energetic guy just vigorously kicking the ball forward, falling victim to feints in an amusing way, he keeps pitching forward. Seeing that pitiful but persistent little figure, I suddenly get the urge to help him out. And it wasn't just me who felt that way. On the opposite end of the field, a jeans-clad figure is cheering in his support. And it's not the usual cheerleading way, but rather expressing her own joy and sorrow, relaying it as much as the match progresses. The kids seem to notice it too, feeling awkward whenever they hear her voice. Definitely not Japanese. Her hair is a pretty golden color, a white, slender-like girl figure. And I definitely remember seeing that huge lunchbox at her feet before. Wait, now that I look at it, aren't those my shirt and jeans? Alas, so close. Keep on pushing. Come on, England. Score some fucking goals. Saber. Yep, no mistake. Blue ribbon. Definitely Saber. Actually, now that the weather's nice, she did say that she was going out sometime during the day. Yes, like that. Perfect. Worthy of praise. At the moment I stand up to wave at Saber, who's completely immersed in the game, one of the kids stops the match and turns towards her, and the kids start gathering as well. Oh, is it over already? Oh, woman. Whatever, Nichan, shut up. As the kids come closer, Saber looks around herself nervously. By Nichan, do you mean... It is me, correct? If there's anyone else, we don't care if you watch, but be quiet, would you? Yeah, it totally messes up the rhythm. Several kids voice their agreement. I apologize for my careless actions. I always happen to see a great number of people cheering on TV, and I thought I'd attempt a little when a point is scored. Like this. A wave started a mass of people, also quite a spectacle. Bending and straightening her knees, Saber meets the kids' unimpressed stares. I beg your pardon. I'll watch quietly from now on. She bows her head deeply. Suddenly, a ball drops on her lap. Maybe you want to play with us? Well? And the one who threw it is the very same reckless kid from before. Would that be alright? Taking the ball, her eyes are shining. They stop that, Garros. Pfeiffer? Barfer? Pfeiffer? Shut up. She's a foreigner. Idiot. Where do you see a Japanese-only team nowadays? Yeah, now that you say it. Can she play, though? Can she play, though? Nichan, where are you from? France? Germany? England. I'm English. Yeah, I guess technically. Oh, the kids all let out. England? Don't they have soccer as the national sport and stuff? Like sumo in Japan? No, they don't. That's like Germany or Brazil who did that. I think it was actually Brazil. England has that thing. The one that looks like a cross between gate ball and baseball. I forgot the name. The heck is that? Isn't that just golf? Oh, for Scottish. But that where the soccer came from is definitely England. Ah, you sure know your stuff. The boy that called out the Saber clicks his tongue. Wait, wasn't that Spain? Yes? Saber nods, perplexed. If you're English, then you must be good at soccer, says the boy with glasses. Let me put my water. No, that is, I have yet to try it. You're kidding. If you're just watching right up there, a woman like not supposed to do or something? Soccer, is it? No. Saber's looking at the ball in her hands. I was always interested, but with day after day of training, I never had a chance. However, I haven't watched soldiers amuse themselves with it. I believe I understand the rules a little as well. By passing the ball between your allies, you need to deliver it to the goal denoted in the enemy camp. Is that correct? Right, but everyone knows that. Training with soldiers and stuff. Who are you, Nia-chan? Military? Well, something like that. Ah, an SDF clerk? SDF. Nah, heck, just when we got our hopes up. Total newbie. One more thing to trip over, eh, Gyros? No, shut up! Before long, I see them choose a representative from each team and, with rock, paper, scissors, decide which team is going to take the foreigner player on. Soon, Saber goes out onto the field surrounded by the kids. That is Shirou's outfit, you know. That's a relief. Bro, you should totally get in there because the numbers are uneven now. You should totally get in there. Should there have been trouble, I was ready to force my way through the crowd of children, but it ended up working out. Continuing where I left off with the chopsticks, I resume my meal. A mischievous thought crosses my mind as I slide over the tree, hiding myself in the shade. Nia-chan incoming! That's not where I was expecting her to be. Not Nia-chan, it is Saber! She's protesting. Her intent gaze was following the ball that was set high up in front of her. Trap! Huh? Trap? Where? Block with your body! Got it. The awkward game continues for a while. No matter how short she is, she looks out of place playing alongside kids. But Saber herself pays no notice, her face shining brightly. The young kids, feeling the joy, soon stop going easy on her and begin the real match. That's when it really became a sight worth watching. Right before my eyes, she starts to get used to handling the ball by mimicking the kids' movements. In a span of a few minutes, her movements changed completely. Even as the ball goes outside the field, she casually brings it back into the game. And even the opposing team can no longer just kick the ball towards the safety zone. Passes are becoming more cautious. Speaking of which, the soccer club member like a kid that I noticed a while back. As expected, Saber is chasing him, but he manages to keep her at bay with feints. Suddenly slowing down, he kicks the ball in a direction entirely different from where he's looking, kicking Saber hilariously. That's not happening a second time, but pretending to go for a long-range kick, he passes the ball to a nearby teammate instead. Seeing through the maneuver, she quickly catches up. Finally, the ball is hers. Unfortunately, her 4 teammates are still behind her. She's all alone, right in the middle of the enemy field. As if unsure what to do next, she looks back. The response comes back as a mix of high-spirited voices. It's wide open! Shoot! Saber's face suddenly becomes serious. Okay. The opposing team had gone on attacking too deeply. It looks like they're now short-handed. The defender, also the goalkeeper, hurries back to the net. Sliding along the grass, she dribbles towards the goal. She's now facing the goalkeeper one-on-one. A straight shot, without a trace of hesitation. Deeply intimidated, the keeper cowers in fear. Raising the top of his head, the ball flies up, hits the top bar, rebounds, and soars high into the sky. Oh, awesome shot. Scary. To silence the disappointment, out comes the energetic boy's cry. Not over yet, keep pushing! Certainly. Looking up, the ball has already become a black dot in the sky. It is now being pushed back by the headwind. Aiming for the landing spot, Saber dashes back. In a real game, a ball that crossed the line in the air would be an out. But this place has its own rules. In other words, the ball is still in play. As if... Struggling to regain the lead, the opposing team comes running back and surrounds her, using her torso and knees as a spring. Saber leaps up in the air, easily over a man's height, and grabs the falling ball. Her shirt floats in the air as she lands. In front of the dumbfounded kids, Saber throws the ball. Behind the petrified goalkeeper, then it is shaking. But still, sort of. How about that? Striking a triumphant pose, she turns to face the kids, only to be met with blank stares. So? Yeah. Hurriedly tucks her now messy shirt into her pants. Do you see it? The beans got a little loose. That's not it. As if I could, you idiot. I saw it. I'm burning it with the kid's reddened cheeks. The palm of my hand meets my face. Oh. Stop fooling around there, Chan. It isn't football. You don't use your hands. Huh? So this is not football? Being put on the spot, she's getting nervous. Well, it's not easily undeserved. Exactly undeserved, right? Aren't you mixing it up with rugby? Ragby? He questions with a blank face. So, what everyone's referring to as soccer is in fact football. The game where you cannot use your hands. Oh, okay. Of course you can. Handball, it's a foul. Oh! However, I saw a scene where the ball was caught and thrown on TV. The only one who could do that is the keeper. That guy's the keeper. Didn't I tell you from the start? Yeah, that's me. Once again, the boy playing as the goalkeeper raises his hand. Oh, so that's what you meant. A blunder on my part. I will be more careful from now on. Raising her drooped head back up, Saber folds her arms deep in thought. So the rules of soccer in Japan are rather complex. In my country, all you have to do is put the ball inside the goal. Anything goes, basically? Yes, kicking the ball is a good way to cover a lot of distance, but right in front of the goal, it always ends up in a fight, with balls carried by someone rushing towards the objective. Hitting people is a super foul. Red card, red card! So what if the ball hits a tree or wall? Is that acceptable or is it not? Ain't no trees in the field. The matches are often held in the street rather than on the open field. Huh? On the street? Are you really English? Now that you say it, I am not even sure. Well, yeah, in the Age of Kings, what Saber had watched must have been a predecessor to what is known as soccer today. But when it's Saber we're talking about, then it's Saber we're talking about. The form might be a little different, but anything that involves moving your body around, she'll get used to it in no time. But that's not what worries me. In other words, it's all about judging the movement of the feet. The kids exchange semi-amazed glances. Well, there's also editing, but you're a girl. You think a girl could shoot like that? Very well. I will not hold back on the next one. You weren't even serious? It looked like I could hurt someone, and thus I held back. It's a suspicion all over their faces. Pushing Saber inside their circle, they put their heads together and start whispering. And as usual, the energetic boy's voice. You're kidding me. No friggin' way. Yeah, right, it's always my fault. And other noises. What a lively fellow. Soon they break up and turn to face Saber once again. Alright, listen to me, Chan. Another match from the start. What do you say? A match, you say? I don't know. I accept your challenge. I never got the chance to redeem my failure, either. The finale was not satisfying enough. And I have a feeling all of you are yet to run out of breath. Here we go. Saber's unique trait, and her weakest point, her inability to accept defeat. The kid's faces turn pale. Even though she's a beginner, they realize who they're dealing with. As can only be expected of the king of all beasts. No matter if the opponents are a bunch of little kids, asking her to take it easy is pointless. And thus starts the rock, paper, scissors game to separate the living from the dead. After a series of shouts, a finisher is handed throughout the playground. The teams are decided. As the two groups separate, Saber seems confused. The numbers do seem different from before. I have 5 people. We have 4, including myself, do we not? It's a handicap. You're with 2 people in there, Chan, so it's actually 5 on 5. That ain't it. Garrus may well not be here. He doesn't count. May as well not be here. He doesn't count. Shut up. Before starting the match, they picked on someone to go buy some drinks and are now giving him their requests. Aside, the conversation with Saber continues. But even then, I'm also a beginner. But Garrus, you were on the same team. Don't call me Garrus! Caught off guard by a remarkably loud scream echoing through the playground, the kids were quiet for a moment. However, the silence doesn't last long. It is now being replaced by a debate about drink brands. You're pudding shake for me. Me too. No way. Oh yeah, Ame. Dr. Pepper hot. Ew. Tungara G. Epo. Sadlef. Fine, we'll be back when I find it. Better drink it. Black tea for me, and bottle if possible. Wait, one more should come too. What a lively bunch. Having procured the drinks, the kids plop down in the grass in small groups and take a break. Saber's kneeling down next to a boy sitting cross-legged. For some reason, she looks restless. Like she'd remembered that, unlike usual, she isn't wearing her skirt. Carefully checking around her, she timidly tries the cross-legged pose. How's that? Her satisfied expression seems to say. Hiding myself deeper within the shade, I feel a tinge of regret. This is a lie. In fact, I am barely suppressing the laughter, and it's threatening to burst forth. Saber starts talking to the energetic boy beside her. It looks like I used an inappropriate nickname just now. I apologize for being overly familiar. However, is it alright to leave it like this? It's not like I'm mad or anything. Sorry for raising my voice there. Another boy plops down on his stomach beside them. See, that guy is real good at being a goalkeeper. Not afraid of the ball and stuff. Splendid, is it not? But I want to actually play as a forward out in front. Not that you've scored even once. So what was that? Taking a shot right at the stomach from this close? Ouch. I see. So that's what he called Yeah, that's why. That is nothing to be ashamed of. It is an honorable injury. Not like throwing up as a foul. Huh? What was his name before that? He said something, didn't he? I'll be Gurston from now on and stuff. Wasn't it Garrickson? No, not that. While scratching his head, the boy says. See, in Spain, Spanola, there's one awesome striker. Tristan... Ah, that guy. Right at that moment, Saber's eyes flip wide open and her gaze fixes on the boy in front of her. Tristan is the key word here. What now? Back off. Tristan. Yeah? Are you Tristan? I told you I'm fine with Garros. It's embarrassing. Stop it already. A magnificent name, is it not? Tristan, you should definitely have called yourself that. It's not like it's a real name. And seeing how bad I am at soccer, it doesn't even fit. He says, pointing at the proud-looking Saber. That does not matter. For a young boy like you in any age, it would be your greatest desire, above all, that will encourage you when you leave for the battlefield. Confused, Tristan's cheeks start burning red. Not scored a single goal? You soon will. Let's do our best. We, all four of us, have a team. Taking the initiative, Saber stands up straight. At any rate, when this game is finally at the 77 vs 88 stage, every point scored by every player is a chance. Nietzsche, that's basketball. Ain't no 3-point goals and stuff either. Weird foreigner. Tristan. Dwayne. I almost said Bargeist. Fuck. Lancelot. Sure, why not? This kid is meant for things. Aside Lancelot by sight. The game begins. Just prior, Saber kept insisting that Tristan should come out in front, but if you want to win, you're going in front. Goalkeeping is my job and no one else's. He absolutely wouldn't budge. Saber's side is outnumbered. Goalkeepers aside, the teams are 3-on-4. But with this few players, the difference of even one may end up affecting the match far more than expected. Once the ball is there, the basic strategy is to attack while passing it between Saber and one other player. However, that leaves one defender to back up the two of them. Just one, not exactly reliable. On the other hand, the opposing team, in addition to having one defender, can use the remaining player as a midfielder for both offense and defense in a much more soccer-like manner. Looks like the kids don't mention anything about an offside rule. In that case, for Saber, with her speed, it would be advantageous to press deep into the enemy's side, I guess. However, the passes get cut off too often. The attack soon crumbles, and the entire team is forced to defend. Saber's team is clinging to the field and can't make a move. Cry accords towards them from the goal. The keeper himself cannot advance in front, instead shouting at the top of his lungs. The boy points out the best spot for attack. Now's the chance. Gracefully stopping the ball that was cleared by her team, she's advancing forward, her dribbling picture perfect. A world of difference from before. With this, neither allies nor enemies will catch her. That's right. Opposed by the numerous enemies, Saber's literally playing two roles. The opposing team's defender stands in her path. She's having fun. Slowing down, it looks like she's about to pass the ball to her teammate on the other side. Suddenly turning her body around, she dashes forward yet again. Fate. Having artfully handled the opponent, she leaves him behind. Well done. Now only the goalkeeper remains. A chance! Preemptive strike! Her teammates cheers until defied. Never stopping her feet for even a moment, Saber nods. Even the goalkeeper already has the vision of her last shot flashing before him. Seeing the image of a roaring lion approaching from the front, he knows he is already dead. I will not miss this time. At an even greater distance this time, she finally assumes the shooting position. Is it confidence? Or maybe it's compassion for the keeper, trying to keep him from giving him time to run away. Flash of a foot, like a bow releasing an arrow. A gunshot like sound reverberates through the field? Oh, I know what happened. My cheeks shiver as if having received an electric shock. Wow. Covering their ears, the kids are petrified. Did she break the sound barrier? She did say she'll be serious. And get serious, she definitely did. Yeah, it's Saber after all. This is the end. Feeling the worse, I look over to the goal. What's left of the kid? A gaseous mist of red particles. Well, not quite. Look behind the goalpost. The poor kid finally dares to crack open his eyelids. There's no ball, and neither is no gaping hole. All that's there is a soft breeze swaying the net. Awesome, like in a movie. The keeper's dead. No, he isn't. So where's the ball? The agitated kid runs towards Saber. With an ashamed face, she points towards the sky. I'm sorry. Ah! Next, an angry cloud of screams and shouts of joy pierce the autumn sky. Like a boomerang, or maybe some kind of gecko, pitiful remains of the ball split into the big Mitsubishi shape and come flying back. Oh no, Segus's ball broke. Segus-san. Nichan killed it. Ain't my problem, because it's Koto Nichan that'll be mad. So what about the match? Oh yeah, one more time, please. There ain't no ball. Saber hangs her head in shame. I thought for sure what had happened is she kicked it so hard, like the ball just popped in place. In the meantime, the remains of the ball finally land on a nearby thicket. Having received the full force of the impact, the synthetic leather is split magnificently. Straight line burn marks are evident on the surface, the latest victim to witness Saber's deadly attack. I hesitate for a while. Will I watch the match till the end? Or shall I further notice me? I want to keep watching, but I shouldn't interfere with this development. Looks like there's not much choice with this, though. Much as I hate to leave, there's one thing I can do. That being... trace. Hold on. He fixes the ball. Mourning over their fallen comrade, only Tristan manages not to fall into despair. So what? It's just a ball. But Sega said doesn't have money for another one. No way. There's no hope. I will compensate. It's no use. There's no way Nichan would take money from others. That is unfortunate. So Garros should bring one. He lives nearby. Oh, but mine got lost in a river. Ah, yeah, the one during PK before it was Garros's, wasn't it? First time I've seen a penalty kick that kind of distance. Shut up. I'll go up and I'll get it back one day. I am terribly ashamed of myself. And then suddenly the soccer ball comes back. Bouncing up high. It hits the grass and is now in Saber's hands. The scar marks are still there, yet it definitely still holds air. What? Where did it come from? I'm still watching, but now from the thicket behind them, lying on the ground. The kids huddle around Saber, gawking at her hands. It's fixed. Scary. Surprise! Netchan, are you a magician? No, magic is my weak point. So you came back, right? It's gotta be living, meaning a revival? This is... Indeed, this ought to be magic. Saber's holding onto the precious ball tightly. Alright then. Now that the secret's out, it's time to retreat. Saber's innocent joy of playing soccer with the kids would be spoiled by seeing me here. I'll just ask her about the outcome of the match when I get a chance. Sneaking around, I quietly leave the playground. Right then, where should I go for the afternoon? Interesting. Ooh, new set. We make way along the forest path to the hill behind the temple. Today is another nice day. Once I pass through this curtain of trees, the view of the fresh blue sky and the mountains should be waiting for me. Ooh. Oh. My field of vision expands. The spectacle that greets my eyes is a pile of corpses. But the one facing off against the abstract scenery isn't me. Oh shit. It's the man with the same origin as me, reciting an unpleasant sutra. White sunlight burns my eyes. There's still traces of summer left here at the Ryudo Temple. It's too bright. Looks like the strong sunlight has blinded me for a second. As if all the colors have been inverted, the scenery appeared black for just an instant. Though I'm sure he's been aware of my presence for quite a while, he doesn't spare so much as a glance at my direction. Everything else I saw was a hallucination caused by vertigo, but he sure wasn't. Is he gonna kill me? We wait in silence. What we saw, or thought we saw, was the same. The first to break the silence had proved his own impurity. The tension is exasperated by the sound of insects. I look closely at the familiar back. Now that I think about it, why isn't he wearing his red mantle? I was just thinking about it, yeah. I can understand that it would be too hot to wear it in the summer, but it's already fall. No, more importantly, he isn't the type of guy that would remove his armaments like that because of the weather. But still, sun's getting in the way. This is a favorite spot of mine, but having this many nuisances here made me want to pick a fight. Hey, you would have happened to have been somewhere high up wearing that outfit, would you? The forehead that the arrow had pierced recalls the pain that it'll eventually feel. And what if I have? I don't believe I happen to have seen you within my range. Thought so. Haven't seen you at night either. Thought you were there. At any rate, I have to cause everything that could possibly happen to occur. Kill or be killed. Once I cause both to happen, I can only choose the outcome that's more convenient. My turn to ask questions. Are you patrolling for Yuki with Saber during the night again? I am. I haven't been to Shinto, though, for some reason. Or more precisely, I haven't been able to go. I wouldn't recommend you to. Stay away from Shinto after dark. If you try and cross the bridge from Miyama, you'll be needlessly attacked. What? Don't tell me you're the troll guarding the bridge. The Shinto area is my shooting range. Those who enter will receive warning shots. What he's saying, he's driven back the other servants already. Because of that, Lancer, Rider, and Caster can't come near Shinto at night. His place of residence should be the church, but maybe he camps out in the mountains. Well, leaving that aside. Oh. And that includes me? You're an exception. I'll shoot you between the eyes without warning. He's not lying. The Bowman's intent to kill me is real. I can't believe you're still out to kill me. If Tosaka gone, now's your chance, is that it? Obviously, with the run involved it'll get complicated. The master dislikes battles that don't produce results. On the other hand, she is quite the warmonger. I'll agree with that. As much as she likes competition, Tosaka isn't the type that goes looking for a fight. But if one starts, she's the kind that would get involved. As long as she's in it, she'll have to come out on top. Yeah, if Tosaka were around, she wouldn't let you do as you please. Even if the Holy Grail War were to resume, she'd wait and observe the situation until somebody else began to battle. Which reminds me, I haven't asked you yet. Archer, what do you think about what's going on? I don't intend to fight as a servant. However, as I've been infested with watching over things in Rin's absence, I cannot ignore it. Well, a little more aggressive than the other servants, huh? Anyway, you want to get to the bottom of this just like me. Not willingly. That's why I'm not wearing my mantle. Kind of thing just isn't my fight. So that's why I found him here without it. Archer hasn't gotten serious yet. He's just fulfilling the minimum requirements as the watchdog left behind while Tosaka's gone. So can I interpret that to mean that you won't take part in the restarted Holy Grail War? You're just playing the part of the superhero defending the piece of Shinto, right? Yeah. You, on the other hand, are an exception to that. There's no need to wait until dark, if you want. Or we'll just kill each other right here. Archer responds to my murderous rage. My mouth twists eagerly into a grin and... You gotta be kidding. Like hell am I fighting here? And don't forget, if this is an extension of the Holy Grail War, fighting's gotta be done at night. I smoothly evade his urge to kill me. Let's wrap up our conversation here. See you around, Archer. I begin to head back down the mountain. Fine. A good serious work concerns you. As a reenactment of the unfulfilled Holy Grail War, I will kill the two of you with everything I have. Provocation and readiness are in his voice. Bowman has proclaimed that he would fight not just me alone, but Saber as her master. Is this the way you want to play it? Great. Let's meet again once I'm ready. A noble determination wipes away my cursed lust for blood. It is our license to kill each other. An invisible letter of challenge has definitely been passed between the two of us. Shinto at night. No explanation needed. Challenge the bridge at full health. I might just do that right now because I'm tired. Yeah, go out for a walk. With Saber. To Shinto. We step under the boundary of Miyama and Shinto. I recall the words he once said to me. The Shinto is my shooting range. Those who enter. How many times have I been shot? About 2. Once? Several times? Whenever I cross this bridge, you are an exception. Shoot you between the eyes. I ended up being defeated by you. Is it a reenactment of the unfulfilled heavens feel? Shit, hold on. Yeah. It's a reenactment of the unfulfilled heavens feel. I'll kill the two of you with everything I have. Interesting. I feel my pulse quickening. The blood that has been sleeping starts flowing, and the arrested circuits start activating. Sorry to keep you waiting, partner. The preparations are all in place. I'm coming to take you down. The bridge is deserted, save for Saber and me. Tonight, with no cars on the roadway, not even the sound of the wind blowing up from the sea reaches my tensed-up thoughts. This brings back memories. Back then, we went to the church together just like this, didn't we? Yes, Shirou. Yes, Shirou, I still had not understood what it meant to be a master. I, who had not yet become your servant, and Rin, who had still been our enemy. Now she's our third. Looking back on it again, we truly are not trio, are we not? She's smiling at the memory of the night from half a year ago. This too is a fragment from the precious days, but I cannot afford to get distracted by now. Saber, you were in a pretty sour mood. Granted, having just met, we couldn't talk that much, but you were totally silent all the way to the church. Of course I would be. Now that it's over, I can tell you. The way I had been treated was infuriating. If you're going to disguise me, there ought to have been a better way of doing so. Saber's picky when it comes to disguises. Memories of the numerous expensive disguises she had been wearing last time, during the fourth Holy Grail War, it seems. She did mention that she had also been dressed up as a man in a black suit. Saber's inability to dematerialize must have caused Kiritsugu quite a lot of trouble as well. It appears that you have something to say. Very well. Oh shit, the light's already flashing. I was apologetic for it, so let us set up this... Saber above! Saber repels the shot that had been fired from 4 kilometers away. I activate my magic circuits. I drive reinforcement magic into my eyes. I can see you, Archer. 2 pairs of eyes that should not be able to meet. Each of us is now aware of the other, an enemy that neither should have been able to see. The battle has begun. Tonight, I will cross this bridge. Is he wearing gloves? Shirou, what on earth was that? No, how did you detect it before I did? I'll talk later. Here comes the next. The 2 can find down here. Bring me up, Saber. Up to where, Shirou? That spot that's higher and wider than this one. Thoughtful. Looks like this whole place has been reserved for us tonight. Oop, shit, here comes another one. The expressway on the top of the bridge. Indeed, though our footing and field of vision are much better here. Saber, incoming, 10 o'clock. Find out where it's coming from. Ooh, that was a big one. Second shot. An interval of 20 seconds. A memory that graces past my brain that tells me there are 3 shots left. I have located him. I cannot grasp the situation, but there is a sniper on the roof of the center building. I expected nothing less from Saber. He gained a lot by confirming his position for the last shot. What is the meaning of this? That is... No, there was only one person who could. Why is he talking to us? I cannot believe it. How could it be that Archer of all people will want to fight in this wall? I don't know. All I know is that he's dead serious about it. About beating us. What other reason do you need to know right now? Oop, shit, here comes again. It is as you say, Shirou. I will atone for my error later. Now is the time to intercept Archer with all our power. Ah! The 3rd shot. A grace period of 2 more shots. With the 5th, Saber's name will give out, and the 6th will kill me. These are the unchangeable results that this tactic is leading to. Archer's sniping is increasing in power with every shot. Each time Saber deflects one, he must be putting more magical energy into the next. The firing interval this time was 25 seconds. The next one will likely be 30. These intervals are his weakness. If we can attack him right after he fires, before he can change his next round, we'll avoid the same fate that's befallen us before. But how? He's 4 kilometers away from us at a straight shot. On the roads we need to take to get to him, the distance is double that. Saber's no hand as we can put up a fight. With Excalibur, the area of impact is too large. There's the risk of sweeping down not only the center building, but even the surrounding buildings. And on top of that, we're dealing with Archer. Knowing Saber's attacks as well as he does, he must have a defense against Excalibur. The best way to fight a skilled sniper is to get close enough to engage in hand-to-hand. but it would be impossible to get that close without him noticing us. So if that's the case, all we have to do is close the distance at an extreme speed before he responds. Saber! I fixed her with a meaningful stare. With those hawk eyes he's using to watch us, the moment of my lips would give us away. Movement. This fight will be determined in an instant. I can't let him discover what we're planning to do. It's just possible. Although my magical energy alone is insufficient. Look at my rudeness, but even adding your own to mine, Shirou, we would not have an... There's enough. Still got it on me. Still got this on me. The last command spell remaining on my left hand. Shirou! No, that is our last result! If you of us should succeed, who will protect you? I cannot agree with this. We will retreat and reorganize our strategy. I'm afraid we can't. After all, we already tried that once. Saber by herself could retreat, but with me here, both of us will be killed. Across this bridge, I've got to put everything on our timing on this moment. We might be able to start over again from the beginning. We can't just redo just this part. Therefore, here it comes. Therefore, I better get everything I got. Losing the command spell is no big deal. All that matters is the fact that having defeated him, even if only once. Fourth shot. Saber's ability to repel his shots has reached its limit. Back you up with the command spell, Saber. Can you do it? There's no time. As always, this is just the fastest I can manage. Honestly, I'm always so quick to make these decisions. Saber lowers her stance. She looks like a carnivorous animal tensing up the moment before it springs. Your orders, my master. After all, I am your sword. Are we actually going to Excalibur him? Her blade becomes visible. Putting off all excess magical energy flow to the sword, Saber pours all her power into her own body. Time into the next shot. 15 seconds. The firing hammers fall one by one. Getting the timing right isn't all I have to do. I have two major problems. It'll be after the command spell is released that my worthless enemy Shirou will be tested. Command spell trigger on. 10 seconds. Command spells allow for the temporary strengthening of the servant. Powerful technique that converts that tremendous magical energy into energy for servants. Enough power to fill even Saber's enormous circuit. The king of knights, who once ruled over the battlefields in the Age of Legends, shall be reborn. The order about to be given with the command spell is fly. This is no metaphorical flight. Saber will literally fly in a single leap from here to the center building. Saber once fought Ryder there in the past. A reenactment of that fight. No, if movement is limited to a straight line, then by releasing the amount of magical energy for the time she has in the air, the distance covered in one jump will increase. If all the magical power of the command spell is used solely to let her fly, then it shouldn't be impossible to reduce the great distance between us down to 0. In accordance to the power of the Holy Grail, I, the Seventh Master, order thee. 5 seconds. Opposing us is the nameless bowman, the heroic spirit of wrought iron that uses noble phantasms he traces as arrows. The name of the arrow being trained on us is Hunting, on the Red Plains. Adjustment is 5 seconds. Delay increases. The bow, drawn back to its greatest extent, further increases its own power to combat Saber's magical energy combustion. The problem is in the timing. It'd be too risky to launch her first, or at the same time. As Saber herself is about to become an arrow, if she leaps before Archer fires, he will aim at her. Therefore, it has to be done immediately after the shot. In that 10th of a second, after he lets go of his arrow, that's where we strike. After Archer fires his full force shot and before he charges the next round, no, immediately after he releases the arrow, she'll drive her sword right through him. The world of swelling magical energy. Showdown, it seems enough to shake the moon. 5, shift the moon. 3, the command spell feels like you can tear off from the string. 1, the clicking of the bowstring. Swinging beside the target. Saber! No. Let that bastard down! Flash. Yeah, Emil, let's go! A flash that reduces the time needed to cross a distance of 4,000 meters to nothing. All of Archer's magical power concentrated in that single enchanted sword. His arrow flies through the air, carrying Shirou back to its target. The name of the trace sword is Trending. An enchanted sword will continue its assault on the target as long as the archer continues to aim, even if it is deflected by Saber. Even if Saber could guard against it, that won't change the result. No. The moment that Saber deflects, is the same moment the arrow roars towards its target. As long as Saber expends her energy on defense, Archer's victory will remain unshakable. That's right. As long as she expends her energy on defense. A mere instant, not even a fraction of a second. The instant that his fingers released the bowstring and fired. The defense, Saber disappears from the bridge. The burn that sees through to his enemy's strong intention when he was too late. The arrow has already been fired. Which one of them has now confirmed the victory? Should there be a bowman that can shoot the mark of several hundred meters away? He is still bound by an ironclad rule. An arrow, once fired, cannot change its target. Whatever arrows that guarantee a definite hit he may have, bowmen cannot resist this law. Yet, it is by conquering that law that he is the heroic spirit of the bow. The arrow is changing its path. No, it is a path that was meant to strike 2 enemies from the start. He's turned that same road back on us. The launched saber has no means of dodging. The arrow transforms the demonic bolt that will shadow the Kingdom Knights. An unavoidable death. Nobody could escape. Yet, it is by rising above that faith that she is the heroic spirit of the sword. Light crosses light. Tilting balance as if we were passing through. Okay, now I have to leave. Or Shirou has to leave. The blue light rises to the heavens as though singing in its victory. The red light plummets to the abyss as though lamenting its defeat. As left the shooting projectile's dickhead, moving a huge shockwave in her wake, Saber is released. The timing was perfect. However, a simple command spell won't be enough to conquer this bridge. With my face to the blinding wind, so powerful it shakes the handrail as I stare down at the approaching bullet. Time stops. In a blank space of time, shorter than a second, blood surges in my veins. 1 second after I use the command spell. No time to image. No time to image. That which I have forgotten, I use for and all for this moment. Attention and fear take my ripple away. My left hand is burning. I can see my death approaching in 0 seconds. Trace? I gasp for breath until hanging out like a tired dogs. Laws of physics and magic are rushing about. Time to return to formation, 0 seconds. Time to direct impact. On! Jesus. We're gonna break the bridge. That spectacle. Archer certainly witnessed it. I'll take that pour it all over, all power, down to that required to breathe into the left arm. The sparking of the traced noble phantasm, tearing of layers of muscle, coupled with death-defying counterattack, That boy managed a one-time only defense. As far as the outcome of the battle, the bowman still has the potential to win. The boy's sword is broken, while the arrow, though repelled, still remains in flight. That arrow will soon reverse its course and find its target right between the boy's eyes. That's right. As long as the one who fired the arrow is still intact. Less than 2 seconds after the 5th shot was fired. Oh. Less than 2 seconds after the 5th shot was fired. How stupid of me to not ready my swords before notching the 6th shot. Seems upon I reoriented myself towards my main occupation, I took it a little too far. How ironic. It has always been this man's style to use tactics unlike those of the bowman. This servant, who preferred close quarters combat with his twin swords to the bow, would respond to Saber's attack, because he had returned to using his true method of battle. It was a shot worthy of the name Archer. Joe must have been with you. It would not have ended this way. Ridiculous, Saber. If the blood had been there, I'd never even gotten the chance to fight you. He answers her praise with laughter. His lips curve into expression not of contempt, but return of respect. Oh shit. At the end of my rope. Anything else to say, Saber? Remember the duty of the victor. If you got questions, go on and ask. A light sound as if sand being dispersed. Nothing so awkward as the shedding of blood occurred. Even a servant bleeds while he's still alive. But when that life is definitively severed, all that remains is for him to return to ash. No, I have nothing to ask of you. If you felt the need to take arms, there must have been a just reason for it. I have taken your life, and cannot take anything more from you. A soft chuckle escapes from Archer. He should take Saber's courtesy as kindness. Should he take Saber's courtesy as kindness or cruelty? When in battle, the knight carried both within her. There'd been a time when he found in that contradiction that self-destructive strength of the heart that would have eaten away at a mere human being would be beautiful. No, even now he can't make himself forget it. Long ago, there might have been a meeting. The scene had lasted less than a second. He would remember that scene vividly, even if he had gone to hell. Locks of hair illuminated by the moonlight. When he shuts his eyes, even now that image remains in his heart. There's this time, it seems. I'll be first to go, Saber. Do your best at being fooled by me. Scattering without gallantry, Archer is destroyed. His bitterness and defeat, what is left. Sheathing her sword, Saber bites her lip. Above her hangs the black moon. It is almost as if something toxic is about to drip from its cup-like silhouette, slowly, down onto the victor to poison her. One hour later, I drag my body, exhausted from that single attack, up to the roof. Saber staring up at the sky. A strained expression on her face makes me hesitant to call out to her. Shirou, you came to pick me up? There's no vitality in Saber's voice. Archer isn't here, which means she's beaten him. She has no wounds that I could see, but leaving that great a distance must have been painful. Sorry I'm late. Saber, are you alright? I was not injured, but Shirou, what about you? You are quite pale. It doesn't feel so bad, but you might be right. I've been shivering for a while. My strength is probably down since I used up all my magical energy. Even I have to admit that was crazy. There, I was so abnormally exhilarated that I couldn't think of the consequences. Let us go back home for tonight. We can begin patrolling Shinto starting tomorrow. For now, Your recovery must take precedence. Yeah, you're right. Getting this beat up makes it pretty impossible to do anymore. Thanks for carrying me. I leave the roof. Shirou, did we really do the right thing? Yeah. If I had to say, I'm sure we made the right choice. No doubt about it. I've moved past one more new event. Battle of the Bridge has come to an end. For now. Archer has been defeated. The anomaly continues running rampant, and the night of the fourth day goes on in idle slumber. Completion is still. For now, I'll rest. Even if that time hasn't come yet. If I keep moving forward, then one way or another, it will come into view. Exit. Restart. Third bridge breakthrough. Oh my god. Yay! Okay. I just want to see. I think it's here. Oh, cool. We can play Operation Ili's Castle thing. Okay. Mizui Kao. Oh, it's artists. Okay, never mind. Shirou Ray. I wonder which ones I got. Oh, this one's cool. Interesting. Sure, it looks a little weird, but this is cool. Yeah. Okay, anyway. All right. Oh, actually, hold on. One last thing. Okay, I already got them all. All right. That's that on that, guys. We did it. We got past the bridge. We killed Archer in that one timeline. I'm sure he'll fill out the preceding ones. I am tired now. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. A lovely rest of your week. And I will catch you all later. Hopefully my sound sounded alright, but if not, then fuck. Take care, bye.